Welcome to the channel. Today, I want to invite you into a different kind of conversation, one that doesn't revolve around what people show the world, but what they choose to withhold. Because let's be honest, we live in an age where oversharing is the norm. People are broadcasting their lives online 24/7, what they eat, how they feel, where they're going, who they're with. But then, in the middle of that noise, there's a certain kind of person who stands out. Someone who doesn't say much, who listens more than they speak, who seems calm, measured, and maybe even mysterious. And yet, you can sense they know exactly what they're doing. That person, they're not hiding, they're protecting. You see, smart people don't just think differently. They live differently. And part of that intelligence lies in understanding that silence can be a shield. That privacy isn't just about secrecy, it's about power. In today's video, we're exploring the 10 powerful things that truly intelligent people never reveal about themselves, and why keeping these things private isn't just wise, it's necessary. These are habits that shield your energy, sharpen your focus, and build unshakable inner peace. Let's begin with the first one, their long-term goals. Smart people are dreamers, no doubt. They think big, they plan far ahead. But here's the twist, they rarely talk about those plans out loud. You might never know they're working on a business, writing a novel, or saving to travel the world. And that's intentional, because announcing your goals too early gives a false sense of completion. It activates a reward loop in your brain that can trick you into thinking you're already halfway there, when really, nothing's happened yet. Even worse, it invites opinions. Suddenly, people are telling you what they would do, what you should do, or why your dream won't work. And that kind of noise can slowly chip away at your drive. Smart people avoid this by keeping their goals private. They work in silence. They show you results, not reasons. The second thing they never reveal is how much money they make. Money is deeply personal, and intelligent people understand the risks of putting it out there. Whether they're wealthy or just getting by, they don't talk numbers. Why? Because once people know your income, it colors every interaction. Friends may expect more generosity. Colleagues may become competitive. Strangers may feel entitled to judge your choices. And worst of all, some people might try to take advantage of you. Smart individuals know that true financial freedom doesn't come from showing off. It comes from security, stability, and peace of mind. They'd rather let their habits speak than their bank balance. Now let's talk about something incredibly strategic, their next move. Smart people move like water, quiet, adaptive, and nearly impossible to predict. If they're working on a big project, preparing to switch careers, or thinking about ending a relationship, you won't hear it from them until it's already done. Why? Because early exposure invites resistance. Not everyone wants to see you level up. Some people, consciously or not, will project fear or jealousy onto your ambition. Others will flood you with unsolicited advice that derails your momentum. That's why the intelligent stay silent. They don't post hints. They don't drop cryptic messages. They simply show up one day, changed. And by then, there's nothing left for anyone to sabotage, because the move has already been made. Fourth on the list, their personal struggles. Let's be real, everyone struggles. But smart people understand that pain is sacred. They don't use social media like a diary. They don't seek pity in public comments. Instead, they deal with their emotions privately or in trusted spaces, like therapy, journaling, or with close confidants. They know that not everyone has earned the right to hear their wounds. Vulnerability is powerful, but only when it's shared with people who can truly hold it. Smart individuals don't want sympathy, they want growth. So they choose healing over performance. Reflection over reaction. The fifth thing intelligent people don't reveal. Their past mistakes, especially not as a badge of shame or as a constant confession. Now, they're not pretending to be perfect. Quite the opposite. They take responsibility for their past. But they understand that mistakes are stepping stones, not definitions. They don't go around repeating stories of failure just to seem relatable or humble. Because they know, when you constantly tell the story of who you were, you delay becoming who you're meant to be. So they close those chapters, learn the lesson, and move on, quietly but powerfully. Now let's talk about something even more sensitive, family problems. No family is perfect. Every family has dysfunction, conflict, miscommunication, sometimes even betrayal. But you'll rarely hear a smart person complain publicly about their parents, siblings, or upbringing. Why? Because they value dignity. They understand that even when your family fails you, exposing those failures to the world rarely leads to healing, it leads to more fragmentation. They believe in setting boundaries without burning bridges. In working through pain privately rather than turning it into content. When it comes to family, they choose protection over projection. Next is a huge one in the age of gossip: they never share other people's secrets. If someone confides in them, that trust is treated like gold. They don't gossip. They don't leak private info to seem interesting or in the know. Smart people understand that the way you handle someone else's vulnerability says everything about your integrity. They believe in loyalty. And they know that trust, once broken, rarely returns the same. That's why people feel safe around them, because they've earned that safety through silence. Number 8. They don't reveal the full extent of their intelligence or abilities. You'll never see a truly smart person bragging about their IQ, their talents, or their accomplishments. They don't need to. They've learned that real power moves in silence. They let their actions speak. They listen more than they speak. They ask questions instead of dominating the room. Why? Because they understand that knowledge isn't a weapon, it's a tool. And tools are only valuable when used with precision. So they stay humble, stay curious, and reveal just enough to keep moving forward without unnecessary attention. Let's talk about the 9th thing: their romantic life. Smart people don't treat love like a performance. They don't post every anniversary, every argument, or every romantic gesture online. They protect their relationship like it's something sacred, which it is. Because when too many people have opinions about your love life, it gets harder to hear your own heart. Intelligent individuals know that privacy is what keeps a relationship strong. They don't hide their partner, but they protect the space they share. They keep the good moments between each other, and they work through challenges privately. No drama, no audience, just intention. And finally, number 10. They don't share their opinion on everything. You'll rarely catch a smart person arguing online or trying to win every debate. Not because they don't have an opinion, but because they understand the value of silence. They know that not every issue deserves their energy. Not every disagreement needs a response. They speak when it adds value, not just volume. When they talk, people listen, because they don't speak out of impulse. They speak out of insight. And sometimes, the wisest response is simply to observe. So, what does all of this teach us? That true intelligence isn't just about what you know, it's about what you protect. It's about understanding that your dreams, your money, your love, your growth, these things flourish best in quiet. Smart people move differently because they live intentionally. They understand that in a world constantly demanding more, there is unmatched strength in choosing less. So if you've ever felt like pulling back, like keeping more of yourself to yourself, that's not fear. That's growth. That's wisdom. Thank you so much for watching. If this message spoke to you, give it a like, share it with someone who understands the value of quiet strength, and subscribe for more deep, thoughtful content like this. And remember, you don't have to be loud to be powerful. Sometimes, the quietest voice in the room is the one that changes everything. Stay grounded, stay wise, and most of all, stay you.